I've been looking in the comments of the community for No Man's Sky for the last week, and all I keep seeing is, man, I don't have enough money for a freight. Man, I really want this shit, but it costs too much. How do you make money in this damn game? Well, I'm gonna go ahead and settle that now. I really hope that this gets a couple views. If we could reach 10 likes, I'd be ecstatic. But I'm going to explain the economy of No Man's Sky. So when I first started this game, I did not understand the economy. I thought it was Minecraft, you know, just the adult version. And unfortunately, I was wrong. It seems the more I've played, I've put 22 hours in now. I've grouped up with two of my other friends. We've gone and explored and, you know, blown some stuff up. But I just could not figure out why I was not making enough money for me to continue. And I understand everyone likes to say, well, you just have to farm it. You have to farm it. There is no way I'm going to spend that type of time on a game that is this large. I can't farm for 1,000,000 gold. I can't farm for 1,000,000 platinum. That takes too long. So this guide that I'm going to show you guys should be the easiest way for you to make a quick dollar, around a 13% increase on what you had originally. And for anyone wondering who has seen my last No Man's Sky, yes, I have changed. I am a geck. I like them. So, as normal, I started off in the space station because last time I was on, I was playing with a bunch of friends. Easily seeing all of the items that are in this, you know, it feels a little overwhelming. There's a bunch of numbers thrown at you. You don't really care because most players are like, I don't need this. I can go just farm it. That's fine if you need to make something and you don't feel like buying the materials. In reality, what this store is for, and every store in every system, is actually a way to make yourself rich. And not just, you know, a little, oh yeah, I got a couple 100,000. We're talking really, really rich. Again, I've only put 20 hours in. I have not completed really any of the story. I got to the space anomaly, and that is it. I haven't done any more. I talked to Polo, and that is literally the last thing I did for the story. Since then, I have done nothing but jump around space, exploring planets, naming things. By the way, Pickle Rick! Yes, there is a system called Pickle Rick. So if you find it, send me a shout out. Let me know you found it. So I'm going to try to only do a stream of my No Man's Sky once a week for many reasons. One, I put hours into this. I only started a week ago, and I already have 22 hours. So I put mass amounts of hours into this game. Let's go ahead and hop over to a planet. Conflict dangerous? No. Sporadic. It's unpromising. So I know you guys hear me saying these words. Over here in the bottom where it says conflict levels, you want to pay attention to that. So I don't feel like having to fight a bunch of things in my videos. If I'm in the middle of a video and I get into a battle, I will run. It seems a lot safer for me to just run. The second thing is the economy. So high tech and balanced are completely different things, meaning for the economy. For instance, I can buy high-tech materials there. The economy, they are not rich. I don't want to go there. Promising. They're at war, and it's Gek. So the items that I ended up buying, that I wanted to show how to do all of this, are probably sitting in my cargo. Yep. Okay, so I have all these are useless items to me right now. just popular among the trade network. It is for crafting, I guess, for late game, but I don't see me really doing a lot of that at the moment. I'm more concerned with trying to get my ships up. My freight is amazing. She's a B class, and she will devastate players and anything that comes within range of her. And she holds a lot of items for me. So if you haven't gotten a freight yet, I will be doing a video on the easiest way to get a freight. But in reality, it's going to be in part with doing what I'm doing now, which is trade post hopping. So because I went ahead and did the GEC, now I'm at war with these guys. These guys don't like me. The Viking. I hope I said that right. If not, tell me in the comments. They're comfortable. They're GEC though. They're GEC. There we go. So here's the perfect example. I'm going to jump over here. So right now in my inventory, I have really no money. 500,000 is not enough to do what I want to do. I do have a bunch of items to sell, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all of my shit real quick. As soon as I do that, I'll be able to start transferring items from my storage back out to my freight. So this way I can clear up as much room as I possibly can. If you don't know, put your tech in technology. I know the game doesn't give a very good tutorial, and it's somewhat hard to get started on. And yes, you're gonna die. You are going to die. If you've played the game before, you can do a permadeath character and survive. If you have never played this game before, do not do a permadeath character. You're gonna die. You don't understand how strong things are. Oh, this is one of the systems I discovered. Over here. Just go ahead and get rid of everything. Now, I keep my carbon, my dihydrogen, and my ferrite dust now. When I first started, I would actually get rid of all of it and not care. I was trying to hit that million mark, because once you hit this mill, you're able to do the process. Should have 2 more things to sell. Yes. Alright, now that my inventory is relatively empty. So, I know this looks like it's all completely full. This isn't the inventory you need to be concerned about. This, your cargo. These can hold up to 2 stacks. For most items that I sell, I can get about 30 to 60 items sitting in 1 stack. The items that I sell, though, when I've hit $1 million, I will come over to one of these wealthier planets that have technology they don't have in other areas. For instance, what I'm looking at right now, the quantum accelerators. So, for me to get enough of those, I need over 8 million. So I'm going to go back down to about 4 million, which is about 100 of them. And put those all in my inventory, and I'm hopping space. So I can get 85 of these. Having these 85 I always put them in my high capacity inventory. It is the only place that you can guarantee safe item transfer, which means you're not going to have to worry about losing them if you die. If something goes wrong, game decides to glitch, you know, it tends to stay in your inventory. So, if you're like me, you will have a lot of space stations already unlocked. If you're not like me, then you can cheat. So, just go over to space stations. If you don't have anything there, then click on bases. Don't have anything there. And yeah, I only have one base. I'm slow about it. If you end up joining a friend, you can end up seeing all the places he's been to too. So jumping over with him would help out a lot. Go back to the same place I was just at, just to make it a little easy on myself. Now, just jumping between 2 points will not make you very much money. The game does start to get smart, and it starts to take items away from areas until they reload. For only you, though. I've had my other friends jump with me, and they were able to do the same thing I was doing with their own money, and it wasn't taking items away from me to be able to buy. So, I was able to buy 85 of these. Anyone else that was with me that had 4.5 million would be able to buy 85 of those as well. And repeat this exact same step. You jump into the teleporter, you move over, you go find a good item to sell. Do not sell items that are worthless. If they are under 5,000, do not do this with those. You're not going to make enough money. If you have under 500,000, do that with those. That's the only way to get up past 500,000 without breaking yourself. So, look at that. I spent 4.6 million and just jumping 1-star system, well, over to 1-star system's base, the space station, I was able to make over 5 million. That is a $500,000 increase, if not more, which is probably the quickest way for me to do this. Because now I'm just going to have to jump over here, collect 1.8 million of that. These solvents go really well too. Just bought all of them. Now see, this is where the self-replicating harem, it's okay to sell. It's not the greatest thing. For items like these, though, you don't always want to keep jumping back and forth. At one point, the game will get smart about it, and it will stop you from doing that. So, jumping into the teleporter, instead of going right back to Heaven's Might Station. Alright, I'm going to end up checking over. Try to find one. There we go. So, this is the Korvax. I'm not in too much deep duty with them. But they're also a high-tech like here. So if I was to jump there, this would be important because where I'm at is not high-tech. You cannot sell items to a system that has the same mineral graph. I will show that here in a minute, what I mean by mineral graphs. It shows the economical graph real quick, and it just depends on if you have a certain item attached to your ship. So, I made it to the Korvax system. No glitches, no problems. Just run over to the trade terminal. Now look, this is how you can tell if they had the same items. Pay attention to the names. You see this price? If it's a negative 32.6, that means that this originally would cost, I'll buy one just to show. Let's go over, put in my cargo. It's 1,000 units. So that is the percentage off. Now, whenever you go to sell it, whatever the base price is, for instance, let's go ahead and look at it. It's 225,000 for a stack of 15. Going down here, I'm getting a 28.8% increase. Now, I only spent 1.8 million. Just made 2.6 million. Almost a full million above. Just off one item. That is what you have to remember. This is just one item. Yes, it's taking up a lot of slots, but this is the way to make money very quickly and very easily. Now, if you could find liquid explosive, that would be awesome for here. 900,000, that, or even the metal cogs. That's at a 76 upkeep. That means they're only $1,000 a piece. So even if you were to find it for 1,200, it's still worth looking into. If it's got a a positive of over 5%, you want to either have the item or try to find them there. Now, if you have them under negatives, negatives are something that you're going to deal with. If it happens to you where you kind of put yourself in a tight spot, you can't really teleport anywhere because you don't have the proper materials, so you're just going to be stranded for a little bit. And this is mainly the case whenever you're flying around doing this. I can do it from my teleporter here. I've got over 30 planets, or 30 systems discovered. I'm able to jump to each star, and it just takes time. Doing all of this, though, I started the day with around 3 million. In the last 17 minutes, I have made 7 million. And I'm still not done. Ion capacitors.
Product received. Product received.
And see, that is not worth holding the 61 spots in your inventory. Almost anything else would be better. Right here.
Product
Perfect.
received.
And now see how this time I didn't have enough? Well, we're gonna fix that by actually using our ship. Now see, you can find this too, where you find people who are selling platinum for under 5% of what it's originally worth, or under 3% of what it's originally worth. That can come in handy, because that only takes one slot, and you can hold a lot. Now, silver, I don't suggest it. That 0.7% is not worth you spending the money on. Any 0.7 is really just trash. If it's not over 5, you don't necessarily want it. I got the gold because gold can be turned into platinum if you mix it with silver. So it just becomes a little bit easier when you start mixing items and figuring out what can be made out of what. And like normal, I always want to have a good amount of that too. And with him dropping down, we'll run to the next person real quick. You just go down the list again. The more you do this, the more it just becomes second nature to you for whenever you drop into one of these. You real quickly want to talk to about 3 to 5 people. and I'll find out if they have anything interesting to sell, because some of them might have rarer items that you won't find in other areas. Or if you need ship parts. There we go, that's a good one. The amino chamber.
Product received.
We'll do one more guy. And see, I still have 2 million at I'm actually very willing to essentially get rid of.
Product received. Product received.
Because going all the way down to near no cash like that is honestly safer than, let's say, you've got an extra 5 million that you're not doing anything with. This is a way to essentially invest into the game and to make your investments come out for you quicker. Let's go ahead and explain this galaxy map a little bit more for players. So, if you have this item, okay? Scan for trade outpost. If you can scan for a trade outpost, which means you can go to your ship here and go to your technology. If you have this, this will vastly increase how much money you make. And I do mean vastly. Before I had got that and put it actually into my ship, I was just randomly jumping systems and buying and selling at the next system I'd go to because I wasn't making enough money. So the planet I'm on is a high tech. So what I want to look for is anything that isn't a high tech. Low sit. Go to this system and I will show you guys that just going to a different system, it is a 2-star. So I'm not planning on trying to make a lot of money. I don't have very much fuel to be jumping around right now. But it'll make it so you're able to go ahead and buy the ship you want and buy the equipment you need and, you know, get a better gun, because that starting mining laser is crap. The one I currently have is fairly well off. It's not the best, but it only cost me $2 million. And it has enough slots to hold pretty much anything I want or need. This early on, a Class B weapon is very, very helpful. So once you've gone over, I'm always having hostiles attacking me. Don't randomly shoot at freighters. The game doesn't warn you about it, but they do take that stuff to heart, and you will get attacked more often than normal. When I started the game, I maybe saw another ship, you know, a hostile ship, every 3 to 5 warps. Now I'm seeing hit every time, and that's because I messed up. I decided I was going to attack them, and I did. Now I'm regretting it. And upgrades. So upgrading your backpack really does come in handy by allowing you to hold more gear. Or, early on in the game, you don't have that much tech, so you don't feel like technology is that important at that moment. If you upgrade this and get it up to where it's about 100 units, you have that full top bar done, you'll be able to start worrying about your cargo. Cargo is the one you need and want to upgrade. So, for me to upgrade that, I need 800,000. So, run to the opposite side, sell the items I had brought to sell. Let's hope that they're worth the money, though. Those rocks that I had bought, they're always a gamble with different areas. You can go up 7%, or it could be just not worth your time to sell it here at all. Alright, so welding soaps here are at 94% up. I had spent just under 200,000 for all of those.
Units received.
See, and instead of a 0.7 down, it was a 0.7 up. These are very good to sell. You won't make very much off of them, but around 100,000 is still more than enough to help you get over little bumps.
Units received.
The ion capacitor,
Units received.
and just because I want to get those out of my inventory. And even at 100% upkeep, that still wasn't really worth too much to me.
Units received.
Now, I know some of you are looking and seeing that I drastically dropped down on how much money I had. This is because I had bought the platinum and I had bought the gold. That is where the gamble comes in. If you buy those materials, you better be jumping around a lot and have enough money to cover yourself so if it doesn't end well. For instance, I'm buying more gold. I'm going to keep that going. It'll end up being huge. I just saw those at a 9% increase, so I'm going to buy them.
Received.
Drop pod coordinates. As soon as I come back here, I am buying those. The demand is low on them, so they're selling them for next to nothing at 33% off. That's amazing. That is an amazing deal. So I will be marking this galaxy.
Product received.
And see, that's just not worth me holding on to. It's just 100,000. I'm gonna get an increase of maybe 120,000, and I don't feel like putting that into my inventory right now. Now, if I, including the nanotube crates, even at 100% increase on what I had bought those for, that's 30,000. It's not worth my time to sit on. Now, for a player that doesn't have as much money as me, you would want that immediately. You'll need it. Let's buy 20 of those. I'm going to hold on to a mill. Now, just so this way it's named. Oh no. My buddy was the one who found this planet. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Like I said, just walking up and buying items off of someone could make you find items that you've been needing. Especially if you're running around and you need chromatic metal. This is one of the most pain in the ass things to run out of. Yes, you can get it from just, any metal, but that requires you to have the metals. If you don't feel like spending the time farming, the mundane items, use that. That was weird. Now that was a biological planet. Or material fission. So if you push triangle when you have that equipped, you're able to actually see exactly down to the cell and by percentage. It'll allow you to really find out what's going on with planets. So, data unavailable, declining. Now this time I'm actually looking for a richer planet to go to. So manufacturing. It's technology. And this is where it becomes hard. If you don't have that, then you can't actually sit here and decide. Right there. Perfect. But as soon as I get over here, sell these items, I'm gonna go ahead and stop my stream. I really enjoyed having you guys, you know, watching everything. I'll go ahead and continue showing what's going on. But I hope to see you guys in the next one, and I really, really thank for all the support that I get from any of you. Comments are well appreciated, and I really, really do enjoy this game. This is one of the games I think I'll stream a little bit more of to give some explanations on. I'm going to be getting a group together to be doing a mass base build. We're going to be able to have a spot for our own little clan to sit at and hang out whenever we're not doing anything.